Hello, welcome. Hopefully my volume is better than it was last time I broadcast. If you are new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell, share everywhere, thumb up the video. Let's begin.
It's showtime.
Yes, it is. So, got a couple of things today for the show. Starting off with Jeannie Mai and Jeezy. They're a whole mess. You would think they would be on the same page, at least for what goes out in the public. But it seems like they are racing to the bottom independently. And Jeezy is claiming, swearing up and down. But no, I'm sorry. Jeannie Mai is claiming that Jeezy's divorce has gutted her. Meaning she didn't know anything. She was surprised about it. It's all Jeezy doing this. All Jeezy.
Overkill.
Yeah, and so if Jeannie Mai is telling the truth, this came out today, December 4 on TMZ. Jeannie Mai says she was blindsided by Jeezy's divorce filing and claims she heard about it through social media. And on Jeannie Mai's Instagram page, she promoted Jeezy's book. She is basically saying that she was a dutiful wife. She knew nothing, blindsided by the whole thing. Well, Jeezy says not so fast, because Jeannie Mai, according to Jeezy, knew the divorce was coming and she asked for marriage counselors. So here's what I believe happened. I believe it got to a point where Jeezy was in the marriage. Everything was going good. The baby was born. He felt like Jeannie Mai was not doing her part to help him professionally. And he started to shut down, started to distance himself. And when Jeannie Mai was trying to talk to him about certain things and saying that he was uninterested and out of it, all alleged, of course, all alleged, I believe that's when she talked to marriage counselors, talked to attorneys, just saw where her options were just in case, because she saw Jeezy pulling back. That's what I believe happened. And I believe that between Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, they're both trying to preserve themselves. They're both trying to protect their brand, protect their image. It's unfortunate that they're doing it separately and not as a team. And that's usually what happens when people go through a divorce or a breakup. They both start thinking about life without the other person, and it's more than likely because they never were friends. We've all been there. You're with somebody, you're cool. It's all good in the bedroom. It's all good when you're cracking jokes and stuff. But then when you guys start having problems, instead of turning to each other, then you turn on each other. And that's where things fall apart. And it's unfortunate that with celebrities, we see it in real time and they never learn. They never learn. I don't think they ever will learn because they're human like the rest of us. But I think with them, it's a little bit different because nobody wants to be seen that they're taking an L. Nobody wants to be seen like they're taking a loss. And it's unfortunate because, hey, when it comes to a breakup, especially when you got friends and family and then you're in the public eye, you're going to be taking an L somehow, some way. Yeah, you're going to be taking an L. But, self-preservation is the name of the game. Both of them are trying to preserve each other. They're both throwing dirt. And so the latest thing that's come out with Jeezy and Jeannie Mai is that Jeannie Mai is claiming that the prenup that they have that protects Jeezy's money, there's a clause in there that if Jeezy cheats, he's got to pay up. Jeannie Mai says that she has proof that Jeezy cheated. And if that's the case,
game over.
Yeah, so we will see. It's a developing thing, more on that in the future as things develop. But that's what's going on right now with Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's divorce. I think it's cheaper to keep her, but I think Jeezy's like, it's cheaper to keep her, but it's not a value add. And he's got to leave the situation.
Finish her.
And that's what Jeezy's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do. All right, so moving on. All right, so you remember the movie The Blindside that had Michael Oher in it? It was a great movie. It starred Sandra Bullock. Well, guess what? Come to find out that the two parents, according to the movie where they saved Michael Oher, turns out they didn't save him. He's claiming they were already successful. And instead of adopting him, come to find out, they actually took over his estate with the power of attorney. Or no, it was the same thing that they gave to Britney Spears, where they basically controlled all of his finances and everything. He thought they were adopting him, but no, it's come to find out it's a conservatorship. And so he didn't find out until he was older and later on, after they made a lot of money off of him, including money from the movie. And so he's saying that he was blindsided. So the only thing that's blindsided about the whole situation was the fact that he was blindsided by what the tools claim. And so, or what the tools do to him, according to him, all alleged. And so the tools claim, I'll tell TMZ if you don't ante up big time. So Michael Oher, he's demanding $15 million from the Tuohys family. Hopefully I'm saying that name right. As far as over the Blindside royalties and anything else. And he says if they don't ante up, he will defame them on social media and or TMZ as fakes, thieves. And that's according to the legal docs that TMZ was able to get. And that's crazy.
Pays to win, still loses.
So it's terrible that this is an actual thing and that the whole movie was a lie. And so the Tuohys filed docs that claim he was allegedly, they claim that the Tuohys pocketed his portion of the royalty checks. The Tuohys have said he got his fair share. So they're saying that he got what was owed to him. He said that they basically stole from him. There's a slew of texts alleging he was robbed of $50 million. Here's what I think is going on. And this is all alleged, of course. Sometimes people will play professional sports. Hey, what's going on? I'm Anike, Mama Max. How are you? Sometimes people will play professional sports. And while playing sports, things don't go the way they want while they're playing, and it doesn't go the way they want after they're done playing. And athletes will find any and every way to squeeze money out of former business partners, former managers, and in this case, people who he claimed he thought adopted him, but it turns out it was a conservatorship. and he's gonna go after them for this money because he basically wants the money from the movie that was based off his life. And it's unfortunate because while people are teenagers and they're successful, sometimes even famous, they will get wrapped up in business deals and they don't really know what's going on. They don't read everything. They trust the people that's over them, which in this case was the Tuohys, and he's claiming they cheated him. So I'm wondering what or who put the bug in his ear for him to even think that that's a thing. And let me just explain. See, while all this was going on with the movie and everything, it's not like he was, according to what's been posted, it's not like he was asking for his cut back then. He's asking for his cut now. So somebody who he knows probably came to him and was like, hey, you're owed this money. They did this, they did that. And that's probably what's prompting him to do all this stuff. Because, I mean, I'm sure while it was all going on, he was cool. He was glad that he was playing in the NFL and getting notoriety for the movie. But I'm sure somebody put a battery in his back, and that's the reason why he's filing all this stuff. So he went from having, I guess, a fake family to no family. And it is what it is. All right. So moving on. So as you know, Puff Daddy was abusing Cassie. I know a lot of y'all like the song "The Me and You" by Cassie. I'm not going to sing it. But Cassie sued Puff Daddy for abuse, both as far as a relationship and as far as a business relationship as an employee. Well, they settled out of court. And with the settling, other people are starting to sue Puff Daddy. Other people who are claiming to be former employees, they're suing Puff Daddy. Everybody's suing folks all throughout the world saying, hey, you abused me. Not just Puff Daddy, but other people in other situations. Hey, you abused me allegedly. I'm going to sue you and get money out of you. Even though I didn't go to the police originally, which when it comes to people who are victims, it's understandable because some people have to heal. They have shame. They have regret. They blame themselves. It takes people their own timeline when they decide not only are they a victim and a survivor, but they want justice, even if it is going after pocketbooks. Well, Puff Daddy's bodyguard, former bodyguard, he's saying that his ex-boss did do the things that Cassie was claiming in her lawsuit. So the bodyguard probably wants to put a book out or be paid for interviews and whatnot. A lot of people are going to come forward. And it's no different than what happened with Puff Daddy. I mean, not Puff Daddy, but R. Kelly. When the money ran out with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly was facing time, and the Surviving R. Kelly and stuff came out, everybody and their mama started to come forward with their story, with this and that, to get a check.
Bruh.
And Puff Daddy's former bodyguard is no different. So he's confirmed the incident addressed in Cassie's lawsuit against Puff Daddy, saying, quote, in January 2009, after Mr. Combs learned that Ms. Ventura spoke to another music manager at a party in LA, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Mr. Combs would be happy for her. But instead, he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, Mr. Combs beat Ms. Ventura, pushing her into a corner of the vehicle and stomping on her face. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Ms. Ventura attempted to run away, but Mr. Combs followed her and proceeded to again kick her in her face. Ms. Ventura was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Mr. Combs' home, where she began to throw up from the violent assault.
Let me explain something to y'all. There's a lot of people who say I got fired. Anybody know I didn't get fired?
Okay.
There's a lot of people who say that I'm upset and I'm mad. Nah. For a lot of people who know me and a lot of people see me, first of all, I was diagnosed with diabetes.
Let me stop you right there. This dude looks like he's pretty big. And you mean to tell me he couldn't stop an assault that was happening on Cassie? Now, I think what was happening was everybody who was on Puff Daddy's payroll, and not only did they witness it happening, but they helped create the system that kept her being abused over and over and over again. And unfortunately, when it comes to victimhood, sometimes when people get abused, maybe they had some unresolved childhood issues, previous relationships were abusive, but people tend to get used to it and it becomes a new normal. So even though Cassie's mom was taking pictures of the beatings and the bruisings and damage and everything, Cassie probably wanted to have everything documented just in case. But Cassie more than likely got the Stockholm syndrome, chose to stay, chose to get the beatings, and it became normal to her. And so this bodyguard, who's now saying he's got diabetes and he's got all this stuff going on, okay? He's got all this stuff going on. He's making all these excuses as to why he looked the other way or helped abuse people to gain sympathy. He's more than likely going to come out with something that he's selling or getting paid for interviews. People do stuff like this. They start off with the woe is me. The woe is me. They start off with the woe is me so that you are not holding them accountable for their action or what they failed to do before they basically ask you for some money or something.
That was the first thing.
Okay.
I used that excuse.
You did?
As being diagnosed with diabetes.
Okay.
As to be one of the reasons that I didn't want to be around Puff no more. Because I just didn't want to be around him no more.
Okay.
When you start waking up in the morning and you sick about where you at and you sick about being at work and things like that, and the door opens where you got an excuse that you can use to get away from somebody, that was my excuse.
No, you could have just quit and started working for somebody else. No, what was going on was you probably wanted more money because you were witnessing a bunch of madness.
Bruh.
You more than likely wanted more money because of what you were witnessing and what you were covering up. Puff Daddy was talking to you crazy. You felt like you deserved more money. He wasn't giving it to you. And then that's more than likely the reason why you bounced.
Got him! Got him!
Because I'm telling you, people these days, and just people in general, right, diabetes is not the excuse. People these days, they will let stuff go on, help you do all types of stuff if the price is right. And he wanted more money. Puff Daddy more than likely clowned him and told him he could be replaced. He played his position until he was more than likely pushed out. And now he's coming forward with the story because he's striking when the iron's hot. All alleged, all alleged. All alleged. But the reason why I can speak with this in confidence is because we see this all the time. We see stuff like this played out all the time. The same song, the same dance. People want more money. They don't get more money. They go in the corner and try to make a living for themselves. Then when they see someone is falling from grace, then they're like, you know what? Now's my time to act and get some money, to get this check. Yeah, they see it at payday. Right now with Puff Daddy settling with Cassie, people see it as a payday. And people are going to strike while the iron's hot, get their check. Hey, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you hear that Spade was abused and I get a check from Puff Daddy.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Don't say nothing. I'm not trying to make light of abuse or Cassie's situation or anything like that, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Don't say nothing when you see me getting a check, okay? Don't say nothing. And again, I'm not making light of an abuse situation. I'm just saying we're just adding some comedy in because Cassie got justice. Hopefully other people get justice. And if you see me in line, don't say nothing. I'm just saying. Hold up. Okay. Okay, I'm just saying.
I got diabetes.
Okay.
And I went over to Ciroc,
Okay.
where I was happy. I was with my family. Because there was so many things wrong. There was so many things wrong with where I was at. It was so sickening. So, it's so many things that I seen Cassie go through.
You
and
saw
so
it?
many things I seen other people go through.
Okay. What'd you do about
And
it?
I would speak on those things.
Now? Okay.
Same way Cassie said. I would stop those things.
Okay.
But when you speak into individuals and you tell them, yo, you don't have to deal with this. Yo. And I'm not even talking about Cassie, just individuals.
Okay.
You don't have to deal with this. Or why do you?
Well, he's right. I mean, if he told Cassie and anybody else, you ain't got to deal with this, you should leave, and they choose to stay, there's really nothing you can do. You're kind of powerless. So I will give him that much. Now, him choosing to speak now more than likely is because of the settlement of the lawsuit. He's probably trying to get his payday. He could have spoke out earlier. Whenever his employment stopped, he could have spoke out then. He could have said something. Maybe he did. Maybe he did not. I just know that it just seems like now he's saying stuff with his chest. He's confident, talking about he was happy. He looks much happier now doing this, since it's more than likely going to get him a payday. And so you always got to, question people's intent on why they do stuff and when they do stuff. But I will give him the benefit of a doubt that if he did say anything to Casey or Cassie, it's more than likely that she was like, she's good, she can handle it, she's tough. And I mean, all you could do is back away.
Deal with this, and they choose to deal with it.
They do.
Then you think they enjoy it.
I don't know about
But
that.
when I got up out of there, people started saying, yo, I see you smile now. Yo, your skin looks different. So when I woke up that morning and I seen that Cassie had finally had enough, that was one of the happiest days of my life. But we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Salute the general.
Okay. He's saying that when he saw that she left, he was happy. And you know what? Maybe he's using this as an opportunity. Maybe he's sincere. But I will say this much. If he is telling the truth, that's great that he's coming forward and saying something now versus not saying anything at all. And it is always good when somebody gets away from the situation. If you are currently going through an abusive situation, you don't deserve it. You don't have to take it. Leave when you get ready, because sometimes people don't leave until they had enough of something. All right. So moving on. Uh-oh. Good old rumor mill. There's a rumor going around that T.I. is not King's father. Okay. You saw T.I. put King in a headlock. Maybe you did, maybe you did not. He put him in a headlock. And so Tiny, who King looks exactly like, hopped online to shoot down rumors that King Harris is not T.I.'s biological son. You don't chase down rumors. You don't chase down rumors. So the fact that she's chasing this down and she's saying something about it, it may not necessarily be that King Harris is not T.I.'s biological son, but this might be more about Tiny may have cheated on T.I. And let me explain. It's all alleged. It's all alleged. You don't chase down rumors, especially if they're lies. You don't chase them down. But people do chase down stuff when there's truth to it and they want to get out in front of it. So that's what I think that Tiny's doing. And the elephant in the room is, for King Harris to not be T.I.'s son, it means that she stepped out. That means she was out there in the streets.
Fit in a jean. Use my steps, but it's not what it seems. I got that ready, I'm keeping it clean.
Yeah.
Talking about niggas that's toting a beam. Saying you love me, but what do you mean? Pretty ass fucking you like that I mean.
Yeah, so basically that's basically the elephant in the room with that. And so There was a Facebook post by a man named Trickster Beamy alleging that King was told his biological father is James Bimmy Anthony Waka Flocka Flame's uncle. Wow. That's a crazy rumor, but what that also means is that Waka Flocka Flame's uncle, he had to have smashed. Yeah. So he had to have smashed. That's the also thing that people that's being alluded to with this whole story. And so King was told, I just got a word from a reputable source, that his biological father is Bimmy. That's why he said Tip's history is a mystery and that it's all cap. Somebody call Maury or Lauren London. We want to hear Cliff Harris. You are not the father. That's what the post read. And some fans believe that T.I.'s son, King's biological father is Bimmy Anthony, and that's why King says T.I.'s history is a mystery. Now, I will say this much. There is a resemblance, but that also could be that because King Harris may resemble Tiny Harris, but I don't know. It does look, I do see the same nose, kind of the same lips, same complexion. We think the complexion may come from Tiny, but it could be this dude. Could be this dude right here. I don't know. I mean, so now the question is Tiny confident to the point where she will allow King Harris or encourage King Harris to get a paternity test with this man right here? Because there's a lot to lose with that if it comes back that King Harris is not T.I.'s son. A lot to lose with that. I don't know. But in my opinion, you don't chase down lies or rumors. Apparently, this has gotten legs to the point where it's worth chasing down, and it's very horrible because King Harris is like 18 plus. So this whole story and this whole thing is not going to benefit anybody. So it's very sad that she's chasing this down. So she's posted, "Quit playing with my family or for clickbait. Quit playing with my family for clickbait. I've had about enough." Well, then don't address it. Once you address it, it becomes a thing. It becomes a thing. Yeah, just don't address it then if that's the case. Yeah. But you're addressing it, so it is what it is. So this is alleged tea, but someone claims that a reputable source says some of the current drama between King Harris and T.I. and Tiny is due to him finding out about his biological father. Bimmy is rumored to be related to Deb Anthony, Waka Flocka's mother. So Tiny wrote, "Man, this is the biggest BS ever. No disrespect, but I don't even know Bimmy like that. Quit playing for... Oh, you ain't got to know him." Yeah, right, chat. Keep the door closed. Well, you ain't got to know him to bust down. Okay? You definitely don't got to know him for that.
Don't save her.
Yeah.
She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved.
You don't have to know someone to have a one-night stand and bust down. There's so many people that I know that have had a one-night stand and it created a baby and the child grew up and the person was like, "Oh, I don't know who your father was. Your father passed away in a war. He did this and he did that." A whole bunch of just different reasons why daddy wasn't around. And it may have been that mama had a hard time. Mama was having a hard time and she decided to sell a little kitty just to make ends meet. Or maybe mama was having a hot girl summer. There's a lot of hot girl summers going around. Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
Mama had a hot girl summer. She linked up with someone while she was bored and lonely, and it was a slow Tuesday. And, the the guy who I was telling y'all is a friend, turns out he was a friend in more ways than one.
Would you say he just
Yeah.
a friend? Would you say he's just a friend?
Yeah, he's just a friend, and then he became more than just a friend one night. But we not cool like that, and well, a baby came out. You know, things happen. I wouldn't have chased down this lie. I would not have chased down this rumor, because once you chase it down and address it, the rumor becomes valid, and now people start asking all types of questions. All types of questions. So, other stuff going on. Other shenanigans going on in the social media streets. Your homegirl, Nia Long, who got cheated on by Umaduke. I always mess his name up when I say it. Well, Nia Long, she was a part of the meme that said, the best revenge is no revenge. Move on, be happy. Well, guess what? Nia Long says she regrets not going to Usher's residency in Vegas. She wanted to get her Keke Palmer moment on, okay? Usher says, don't worry, I'll be back in Vegas February 11th. So are we going to see Nia Long busting down with Usher? I think at this point, because of what Nia Long has been through publicly, if she does bust down with Usher and gets serenaded and even goes in the back and, you know, gets bumped up, okay? Gets bumped up. I know, I'm just joking. All alleged. I think if she goes and has fun, that's her business. She deserves it. She kind of earned it at this point. Because the guy that she was with, the 10-year boyfriend and girlfriend relationship where dude cheated on her with a woman of no color. I mean, she deserves to have fun. She deserves to have fun. And I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're like, well, she should focus on raising her son and this and that. If you're one of those people and you don't want her to go have her Keke Palmer moment, then that just shows how weird you are. And you more than likely don't like modern women, believe that women should be seen and not heard, and all that other mess that goes along with the manosphere. I think she should go have fun. And that's my thoughts on that. So we got to have some negativity. Just a little negativity. 26-year-old high school teacher arrested after student's mother caught them having relations in her car. 18-year-old student.
With that student at least 5 times since mid-October.
Whoa.
He was arrested Wednesday and bonded out of jail this morning. WBTV's Caroline Hicks was in court as she faced a judge for the first time today. Caroline, a lot happened in that courtroom. What did you learn?
That's exactly right. Well, Gabriella Neufeld was in court today along with her family. There was also a group of her students in court. They did not speak, but prosecutors did reveal new details in this case. According to prosecutors, it was the student's mother who caught them in the act. They say the mother caught her son having sex with his teacher in a car.
Caught them in a car, man. And see, the reason why a lot of these women go unchecked, don't get held accountable all the times, is because the women are attractive. Like men their own age, she's 26, men her own age would date her and find her appealing. So a lot of times fathers of these boys, they'll be like, well, even though you young, I wish it could be me, so I'm not going to say anything. I wish it could be me. And the moms, a lot of women are passive. I mean, look at that whole Team Fatty situation. How many women were part of the defense force on that? Jumping off the porch to defend and this and that. Women are pretty much more accepting of boys. well, really more accepting of just abuse, period. Whereas men, if it's a man hearing about children being hurt or harmed, men are more likely to, want to focus on getting rid of the predator. Sometimes, not always. And I think women are more accepting of a predator, whether it be man or a woman. I don't know. You might think differently, but because she's attractive, this 26-year-old teacher, because she's attractive, I'm pretty sure a lot of men and people who found out about it looked the other way. If it was a man dealing with an underage female teddy bear, people would be more angry and up in arms about it. But it's a good thing that the mom didn't look the other way, and she turned the teacher in, and now the teacher is going to hopefully be held accountable. So in the comment sections, people are saying, and I know it's a boy of no color she did it with too. Dumb. For the record, I don't know her. What? Fired, yes, but technically 18 is legal and he could have consented. I think the issue is when it all started. And that's the reason why she got fired, is because, for them to be in a vehicle, in my opinion, and the fact that he's a high school student, we'll just say playing footsie more than likely started before he turned 18. But it's just the fact that it's a teacher who's in a position of power, position of trust and authority, should not be looking at her students like that. And the fact that she's in the vehicle with him, busting down, it's problematic. And to me, even if a teacher sees a former student out and about and they decide to pursue something, even though the person is now 18 plus, it's one of those things where a teacher should always view her students who were in high school, junior high, elementary. She should always, in my opinion, view her students as like her children. So even though your child is now 26 and you're obviously over the age of being a child yourself, that even though the child is 26 now, you should still view that person, boy or girl, as your child, as someone you want to take care of and mentor, not someone that you want to bend over or ride or do a whole bunch of nasty stuff with. But, when it comes to people won't see it like that. They'll be like, well, he 18. And, when I was 18, I did the same thing and I turned out fine. And then you come to find out that the person you're talking to who's doing this whole, well, I'm fine, nothing wrong with it and this and that, they're a whole sexual deviant themselves. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta run away from them. A lot of people getting exposed these days. They get doxxed and stuff comes out. They get exposed. And come to find out, that's the reason why they're more accepting of predators running around messing with the sheep. This next one, she always comes across as weird to me. It's just like, why? Why?
To it. Y'all, I no longer force anything to fit. If a person doesn't want what I want, doesn't share the same values, doesn't demonstrate the fruit of who they say that they are, y'all, I let it go. I know I'm not the only one. A lot of us work so hard and have worked in past relationships, being loyal to a fault, staying way past their expiration date.
I never understand why people listen to Samantha Lee. Samantha Lee is the woman that was married to Tyrese. Okay. She's the one that he was crying about online and stuff. And she was just a whole mess. Okay. She's the one that disconnected the Ring security camera while moving out to like just up and leave. And she disconnected the security camera so Tyrese couldn't see what she was doing. This woman has done the most. She's done the most. And while she says online and publicly that she's still a work in progress. She is still working on herself. Only God can judge her.
Oh my God!
She has a red pill YouTube channel where she gives men advice on not to deal with women like her. Right.
No.
And I'm like, okay, you're a man. I know most of you all who tune into her Instagram and her YouTube, you're looking at her probably, we'll just say, taking care of the snake. You like looking at her. That's got to be the only reason you tune in. Because if you're actually tuning in to take advice from her and her whole life's a mess, you're a mess. Point blank, period. But I see people actually, and I'm not hating, if you want to donate to her platform and listen to her and take notes with a pen and paper, do your thing. But I actually see people donating super chats and actually saying things in comment sections, actually big upping her, like, yeah, you go, girl, you right. And I'm just like, wow. You all do realize that she's telling you all not to be with a woman like her while she is a woman like her.
What the heck?
And it's just bizarre to me. But we'll listen to the rest of her madness.
People that you've loved and have invested in. To see the value in who you are. And the potential of what could be. To see the work you've done. The sacrifices you've made. To see the picture that you painted. And we break our own hearts. Waste our own time. Trying to force something to fit that just doesn't fit. So I've stopped forcing. And I've started accepting and letting it go.
We know you let it go because you basically finessed Tyrese. Tyrese said during the divorce proceeding, and shout out to the lead attorney, the YouTuber, he said he was there. Tyrese says, you never loved me. And so if let's just say all this is true, all alleged, of course, if you never loved Tyrese, you were there for the money, and then when you decided to bounce and now you're seeking more child support money than you and him spent on the children while you both were together. Yeah. Then why should we take you serious? If anything, you're just a chameleon and a liar. But we're not going to knock your hustle. More power to you for all those who you deceive. At least this Jessica X shows her face. So, yeah. So this next one, probably be the last one for this broadcast. Very controversial. I know a lot of y'all like her. A lot of you all follow her.
It looked like the mama need to be doing the protecting, right?
The mom should be protecting when the child is like 17 and younger. So, okay, I agree with you so far.
Somebody need to, you don't need no daddy. Somebody needs your mama. They need to date your mama, right? Cause
if she's single, then yeah, so be it.
If the whole thing is you getting with a partner to provide and protect, well, it looked like the mama doing the protecting.
She's doing the protecting before someone turns 18, and then when someone becomes an adult, then yeah, a woman could use a man to provide and protect. Because when it boils down to it, yeah, you can go and get a pow-pow. As far as a weapon system, you could do that to protect yourself. But it would be nice if you can't get to the pow-pow, you can't get a weapon, you can't even the odds, you can't get away. It would be nice to have another man there who can fight against another man who's trying to attack you.
And the providing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she birthed a coward out her woo-ha.
Wow.
She pushed a scary dude out of her woo-ha. Hey, listen, I'm just the commentator. I didn't say none of this. They said this. Hey, I'm just making you
Who are they?
aware of what they saying. So your mama gangster, but you scary. It looked like the mama need to be doing the protecting, right? Somebody need to. You don't need no daddy. Somebody needs your mama. They need to date your mama, right? Cause if the whole thing is you getting with a partner to provide and protect, well, it looked like the mama doing the protecting and the providing. Cause she birthed a coward out her woo-ha. She pushed the scary dude out of her woo-ha. Hey, listen, I'm just the commentator. I didn't say none of this. They said this. Hey, I'm just.
Yeah, most of the time Priscilla doesn't make any sense, but people like her. They like the fact that she's going against the manosphere and a lot of the patriarchy and other men. So when she says stuff that doesn't make sense, people are like, yeah, you go girl. Decenter men. No, what it really should be is not decenter men. It should be decenter your family. Because a lot of decisions that you have made in your life, you did not do anything to rectify a mistake because of your family, because of your friends, because they may guilt trip you. So even though a man may have done you wrong, got you pregnant and bounced, used you, did this, do that, a lot of you all either stayed with the man or kept the baby because of your family members. And then we all know that once the baby becomes here and gets older, people who say they would help you financially or by watching the child, they pretty much bounce. So if anything, it should be decenter your family. And now as far as a woman birthing out a punk, I mean, yeah, if a man is afraid of something, that is a bad thing. But why are women staying with a man that has demonstrated that he can't? A lot of times when women talk about their exes or past relationships, they tend to make themselves either look like the victim or the other person that look like the villain, maybe even both. So you can't really take everything that is said about an ex or a past relationship 100% seriously. You got to take it with a grain of salt, because a lot of times people will tell half-truths, lies, and misleading information to paint a narrative, because a lot of people don't want to be embarrassed about their part that they played in the disaster of the former relationship.
Just making you aware of what they saying.
Okay.
So your mama gangster, but you scary. It looked like the mama need to be doing the protecting, right?
Yeah, I think it's repeating at this point. So Priscilla posted this clip to her Instagram. So the fact that there's no context, there's no information to it. This is what she likes. She likes to have a narrative that, even though it doesn't make sense on what's being said, she likes to put a narrative together to make it seem like men bad, women are good, women would be better without men, be lesbian or be by yourself so I can get you one way or another. And so that's it. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, subscribe. Let me know if you like this. I'm going to try to do a show whenever I do a show, hopefully every night. Don't hold me to that. Around, I'm going to say 9 p.m. Central Time Zone, give or take. If this works for you, cool. If not, the replay is just as good. Hopefully you've subscribed, click the notification bell, and thumbed up the video. Share everywhere. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.